Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 187. And today we are returning with the special in-depth look at the save after we wrapped up our 8th season of the series in the very last episode with the Bundesliga final day, or after Tony's 28th goal of the season and assisting Steve Zabala's late effort as well. We won the Bundesliga title after a 2-1 victory against Frankfurt on match day 34th. My third straight league title in 3 different countries. So in today's episode, what we're going to do is take a look at what went on around the world in the major European competitions. We're going to take a one final look at our squad as well and their individual stats too, and some more good stuff to look at as well. So loads to get through today. Let's just get straight to it. So the first thing we'll do is take a look at what went on in Germany this season, starting with one final look at the Bundesliga table, where as you can see, once again, confirmation by Leverkusen were crowned champions of the Bundesliga this season with 27 wins in 34 games and just a 1 defeat to our name, coming against Borussia Dortmund way back at the start of the season, finishing 3 points clear of RB Leipzig and having the best defensive record in division as well. RB Leipzig, Dortmund and Bayern Munich will be playing Champions League football next season, with Wolfsburg and Frankfurt going into the Europa League for next season. And as for the relegation places, Werder Bremen and Union Berlin are down to the second tier. And as for the relegation playoff, for those wondering, Augsburg haven't played it yet. Anticlimax. It happens next week, but I'll let you know who wins that before we end the episode off. Next up, a quick look at the top scorers, assists and clean sheets charts in the Bundesliga as well, where as you can see, after 28 goals in 31 games, the shocker might be in his 30s now, but he's showing no signs of slowing down. Ivan Toney won his 6th straight golden boot in a major European league, finishing 6 goals clear of Barco in 7th place. What a season for the shocker this year, as he collects yet another golden boot. As for the assist title, yes, how nice was this to see? Oliver Shaw won his first assist title, I believe, in the series. I think that might be his first one in the series. Certainly since we left Sheffield United, that's for sure. Did he win one with Sheffield United? I can't remember now. I don't think he won one. Well, I'm not sure, but he finished top regardless with Tony in second, interestingly enough, as well. Regardless, great to see Shaw win the assist title this year. And Andre Lunin, what a performance he had on the final day as well, won the Golden Glove this year with 20 clean sheets in 34 games. So individually this season, Shaw, Tony and Lunin all stepping up throughout the course of the Bundesliga season. And just before I take one final look at the individual stats of our players this season, I do see a couple of interesting emails here as I simulated through until the 1st of June, where the Leverkusen board has said to me, at Leverkusen, we like to honour players who have devoted their careers for the club. We feel that the way you handled Ciro Immobile's opportunity to play one last time in front of the fans is a mistreatment of himself, the fans, and the image of this club. Mate, he didn't play a single game all season long, so I'm not entirely sure how he devoted his career for the club when in his final season he didn't step onto the pitch once. Bit interesting, but also we find here as well that Brazil have actually offered me the manager's job, and I'm going to say muito obrigado to the Brazilian FA for this, but I'm going to have to turn it down and say no. I just don't have the time. I don't know what the phrase is in Portuguese yet. I've not learned it yet, for I need to focus my attention on club duties. Hopefully I'll learn that eventually, but yeah, for now we say muito obrigado Brazil, but it's now from me. Also, I'm not sure you put as much emphasis on the ow as I do, but that's how my tutor says it. He goes, no, não entendi. I said out a lot, não entendi, I don't understand. Anyway, right, so as we take one final look at the stats of the players this season, I'm going to run you through the team and also focus on players individually as well, in what was a very successful first season with Bayer Leverkusen, at least in the league. And we'll start off with Andre Lunin, who, after Kai Havertz was sold in January to Real Madrid, he shared the armband with Daniel Kurzweg, and deservedly so. What a monstrous season the Ukrainian had this season. He grew 1 rating to 88 overall, but his performances on the pitch were something to behold. 7 clean sheets in 10 Champions League games and 20 in 34 in the Bundesliga on his way to win the Golden Glove. And of course, if you guys missed the final day, you would have missed a man of the match performance from Lunin. Well, without his heroics, we probably wouldn't have won the title. What a season Andre had between the sticks. Oh, Oliver Shaw. What a season our left back had for us this year, growing 2 ratings to 91 overall, making him one of the world's highest rated players in the game right now. And what a debut season he had at the Dubai Arena. I would probably say his best season in professional football. Now, during his time away from Bramall Lane at Roma and Atletico Madrid, some of you guys have been commenting, and rightfully so, that Shaw had not been pulling his weight on the offensive end. But I was always quick to defend Shaw and say it was mainly due to tactics as opposed to poor performances. I knew here at the Dubai Arena he'd get a lot more goals and assists, and here's the reason why. Here he was playing in the left midfield role, and there was no one ahead of him on the left-hand side. When at Roma and when at Atletico Madrid, playing left back, we played with wingers and wide midfielders, and therefore he had someone in front of him, and therefore wasn't the furthest man forward on the flank. But at Sheffield United, he might have still played left back, but we always played with a narrow system and no wide midfielder or winger. Here at the Dubai Arena, the same was true. There was never anyone in front of him down that left flank, and that's why he was able to get a lot more involved in attacking moves and subsequently get a lot more assists and also some goals as well. His best goal scoring season in professional football with 5 goals in all competitions and 15 assists in 33 Bundesliga games. Ollie Shaw showed this season just how good he is when there's no one in his way down that left-hand side. What a monstrous season from our number 3, and I would say his best season in professional football. He's untucked the shirt, he's been unleashed, and now he is just wrecking havoc on opposition right-backs. Speaking of former players, I must say I was quite disappointed by Emmanuel Ayer this season. Now, statistically, it doesn't look like he had a bad campaign at all. 24 clean sheets in 41 games, and maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on him here, singling him out for criticism since he came off that long-term ACL he suffered last season with Atletico, but we did see this season on many occasions he slipped up at some vital moments, lost his concentration, and cost us a fair few goals. However, not too bad statistically, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt for the most part. But his centre-back partner, Leandro, what a signing this guy proved to be from Brighton and Hove Albion. We signed him for, I think it was £40 million at the start of the campaign. He grew 2 ratings to 85 overall and scored 2 goals from corners this season as well, which is a rare sight for us to see in this career mode. Regardless, he was amazing in his debut at the Dubai Arena, and I would say our best defensive player as part of our back 3 this year. Most of Tim's 33 games this season came from the bench, but when he was given a start, he impressed me quite a lot. Grew 3 ratings as well, and since joining from Bayern Munich showed he could be a very valuable squad member here at the Dubai Arena. I was impressed by the 22-year-old, and his growth was nice to see as well. Barry Walsh this season, I need to talk about him real briefly. Walsh, I'm absolutely gutted at how things panned out for Barry this season, because at the start of the campaign, well, of course, as we know, at Bramall Lane and also at the Metropolitano as well, Walsh was the 3rd man option to Ivan Toney and Ollie Shaw. I'd always talk about it, you know, Toney was the main man, Shaw was his younger brother, and Barry was the 3rd man option. But at the start of the season, Walsh took centre stage. It was all Barry Walsh at the start of the season. The man was just on fire. And then, of course, he got that broken toe. And whilst he did recover towards the end of the season a little bit, scoring 3 goals in 2 games towards the end of the campaign, he just never recaptured the amazing form he showed at the start of the season. Regardless, it still was his best season in professional football with 11 goals in 25 Bundesliga games and 7 assists as well. But had it not been for that broken toe, this guy would have had even better statistics come the end of the season. Walsh, so unfortunate to get that injury there, but what a season he had regardless. His best year in professional football, no doubt about it. Fair play, Barry. But as we talk about players that really stepped up this season, well, this guy has been an emerging star in the Bayer Leverkusen side. Daniel Kurzweg, who has been my German Coulomb for my long-term subscribers to watch my West Bromwich Albion, PSG and Arsenal save. You might remember the name Coulomb, you might not, but this guy is definitely the German Coulomb. Kurzweg, here at Bayer Leverkusen when we arrived. AI manager probably didn't think much of him. Didn't seem like he was playing him very much. I came in, decided to give him some starts, and my goodness gracious me, did this guy perform. He's 24 years old now. He started off 23 at the start of the season, but grew 3 ratings to 80 overall. And when you look at the guy's statistics this season, 10 goals and 10 assists in 32 in all competitions, averaging just under 1 goal and 1 assist in every 3 games. It just seemed like every time he was on the pitch, he got either a goal or an assist. He also wore the armband on many occasions after Kai Havertz left the club in January and lifted the Bundesliga title as well, and deservedly so too. He was here when we took over. He might not seem that special in his attributes, but my goodness, he was special when he stepped onto the pitch. Kurzweg, a rising star in European football. Jonathan David, our replacement for Kai Havertz, wasn't quite as good as our former captain, and Lord knows I would rather have had Kai here at the Bayer Arena, but after Kai left as he came in, it didn't do too badly filling in for the German, growing a rating to 89 overall and scoring 5 goals in 21 games. Not too bad in all competitions. Diego was our unsung hero this year, I feel. He really played all over the park for us and was so versatile. Sometimes on the right, sometimes on the left, sometimes right in the middle of the park, and sometimes in the cam role as well. He played in 4 different positions for us this season, but always put a good shift in wherever he played. 5 goals and 4 assists in 26 games. And a lot of his games also come from the bench as well. Really good season for Diego this year. And as for Rodrigo, what a bargain this proved to be. For £33 million from Real Madrid, 4 goals and 4 assists in the Bundesliga, 6 and 4 in 22 in all competitions. And when you think about the sale of Leon Bailey to Manchester City for £85 million, the Jamaican winger had not scored a single goal all season long. Rodrigo plays half the season, scores 4 goals, and gets 4 assists in the Bundesliga as well. What a season he had here at the Bayer Arena in the second half of the campaign. And Forum back as well, one of our brightest young talents this season. I thought he burst onto the scene really well, particularly in the first half of the season, and showed real signs of promise. Grew 5 ratings, and I said when we signed him, this is the guy that could get bums off seats. He certainly did. He scored a couple of goals and one really nice one as well in the Champions League, plus 3 assists as well in 19 games. Limited minutes for the youngster, but signs of real promise. Arp was very disappointing since we signed him on transfer deadline day. When you look at those statistics, you might think, hang on a minute, didn't he have a great season for you? Well, no, he had a great season for Stuttgart, and then he came to us and really struggled. When I signed him, I said I'd have more confidence playing him than Steve Zabala. Oh, how wrong I was. He only scored 1 goal for us throughout the course of the second half of the season. To be fair, didn't start more than 1 game since we bought him. But either way, just a 1 goal was pretty poor, really, considering all the times he came off the bench with many minutes still remaining on the clock. But speaking of Steve Zabala, well, you saw him score on the final day to wrap up the title. We've called this kid the future, but he's showing signs that he's good enough in the present. He grew 7 ratings this season from 77 overall to 84 overall, and since joining from Bayern Munich, the Uruguayan kid has been a revelation. He's surely the long-term successor to Ivan Toney, and what a debut year at the Bayer Arena. This guy's got such a low centre of gravity, and honestly, I'll say this right now, he feels like the quickest player I've used in this year's FIFA. I don't know what it is, I can't explain it, but he feels like the quickest player I've used in this career mode. 10 goals in 26 games in all competitions and 6 assists as well. What a campaign Steve had. But whilst he might be the future, Ivan Toney is still saying, I'm still the main man in this series. I don't give a fuck if EA downgrade this guy to oblivion. All I know is this: Ivan Toney is not finished yet. 31 years old, but look at his season here at the Bayer Arena. 28 goals in 31 in the Bundesliga, plus 11 assists as well, the second most in the Bundesliga, behind his younger brother, Ollie Shaw. An extraordinary goal to game ratio, one of his best ever in his career, no doubt about that. And now, is it 5 or 6 golden boots he's won in a row? I can't remember now, I can't keep track, he's won so many. But Ivan Toney is not finished yet. The shocker continues to absolutely dominate. I've said it before and I'll say it again. He's the best striker I've ever had in any FIFA career mode set I've ever done. The best goal scorer by quite some distance. And a brief look at our objectives as well before we go and see what's been going on around the world. As you can see, my manager rating did drop to 78 to the end of this campaign. We failed our youth development objective because obviously we're so far in the series now. I don't think I'll be doing any more academy work because it's just not enough time to promote youth players and develop them. We hit our brand exposure objective though, of selling out every single Bundesliga game this season. But of course we did fail our continental objective quite drastically as well. Knocked out by Atletico Madrid, my former team, in the quarter-final stages when we were asked to reach the final. I was targeting a semi-final place, but either way, still couldn't manage that either. And we also catastrophically failed the DFB Pokal. The Bayer Leverkusen bought me in because I'm the cup specialist. I'd won 3 straight, but this season humiliated at home to Freiburg in the quarterfinals. No one saw that coming. That was embarrassing, but we did redeem ourselves quite a bit domestically by winning the Bundesliga title when we were only asked to finish in the top 4, and we hit both of our financial objectives as well, of reducing player wages by 90 grand a week and finishing with at least 45 million profit at the end of the first transfer window. How that works, I don't actually know, because I'm pretty sure we should have failed that objective, but either way, we'll take it. And now let's take a look at what went on around the world then in the major European leagues and of course the major European competitions as well, where, oh yes, Manchester City win the title undefeated, but that's not what I care about because you see them right there. Go on you Blades, 7th place, that's the highest finish they've had since we left them at the end of season 4. Oh, the good times are returning to Bramall Lane in my absence. They won half of their games in the Premier League this season. It's their best season since we left. Come on, you Blades. We still love you. So Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal wrap up the top 4 with Man City crowned champions. And Manchester United, Spurs and Sheffield United will go into the Europa League. Go on, you Blades. Absolutely buzzing at European football. Back at Bramall Lane for the first time since we left them. And Brentford, Crystal Palace and Huddersfield are down to the Championship. Where, speaking of, Wolves were crowned champions of that with another truly bizarre league table with 4 teams finishing with 108 points or more. Bristol City are going to the Premier League. West Brom, Aston Villa, Leeds and Middlesbrough will contest the playoffs this season with the bottom 3 looking like this. There's success at the Valley as Charlton Athletic won League One this season with Pompey getting promoted alongside them as there's celebrations at Fratton Park as well. What is going on with Millwall though? We can't get back to the Championship in this series. 14th place this season, and you see the relegation spots there as well. And as for League 2, Accrington Stanley were crowned champions this season, and Bury, wow. First season I've noticed in a while they've had a good campaign, finished in 11th place this season, with Morecambe finishing rock bottom of the Football League. Ligue 1 was won by guess who? Paris Saint-Germain, 36 wins in 38 games. Not a single defeat and only 12 goals conceded all season long with a whopping 101 goal difference. Plus 101 goal difference. My goodness. With Monaco, Lyon and Marseille finishing in the top 4 as well. And the bottom 3, Toulouse, Amiens and also EA Guingamp as well. For those interested, the second tier of Germany was won by FC Cologne. They in Düsseldorf are going to the Bundesliga for next season. And FC Nürnberg are, of course, playing in the playoff. I'll try and remember to simulate past the relegation playoff before the episode finishes. But either way, they will play the relegation playoff versus Augsburg. Roma have done it once again. Forza Roma! They've been crowned champions for the past 3 Serie A seasons. Absolutely love it. And these past 2 years, they've won it without me. And they won it undefeated this season as well, with 36 wins in 38 games. Juve's dominance is officially over. It's safe to say I left them in a very healthy position, and they are not tanking in my absence. So happy to see that. Roma, crowned champions once again, back to back, without my help. Forza Roma! The Dutch League was won by PSV, another undefeated season here for another team in the major European League, with Ajax finishing 9 points behind the eventual winners this season in the Dutch top tier. The Portuguese League was won by Benfica this season, with Braga in 2nd and Porto in 3rd. Celtic have won the title every single season I have done this career mode, and that trend continues this season as well. 30 wins in 33 games. You just can't beat the boys right now. And Celtic Park can celebrate another league title. And La Liga this season was not won by Atletico Madrid. Unfortunately, their reign lasted just a single season. Barcelona crowned champions with 100 points. Real Madrid finishing 1 point behind them even. 1 point behind them. And Atletico 3 points behind the eventual winners this season in La Liga. And we'll do one more, the Turkish league. We always do a Turkish league. Besiktas were crowned champions this year by a single point over Trabzonspor. And so let's briefly take a look at the Champions League then. We shall see who was crowned champions of the major European competition this season. Of course, the Super Cup was won by us this season by beating Inter Milan in the final by 2-0. They are sick of me, I'm telling you. As for the Europa League, that was won by Chelsea, an English side winning the Europa League this year, beating Valencia by 1-0 in the final. And as for the Champions League, the Holy Grail was won by... Oh, you're kidding me! Oh, you're joking. An all-Spanish affair. And Atletico Madrid crowned champions of Europe. How very interesting that is. Knocked us out in the quarterfinals on their way to winning it as one of our other... Oh, it could have been two of our two former teams meeting in the final. It could have been Roma versus Atletico. Had Barcelona not win that semi there. But anyway, Atletico Madrid, after knocking us out in the quarterfinals, have been crowned champions of Europe. Last season, we failed with them. It's well documented in my failure as a manager in the Champions League. Well, Atletico Madrid have proved a point that last season their failure in Europe was not at the hands of their players, but was due to me not being good enough. Well, oh well, oh well. And so, I think that is that. I can't think of anything else I wanted to show you. Show you guys. The one thing I did want to show you guys, sorry, is who wins the relegation playoff then in the Bundesliga. Of course, not too significant, but of course we will be facing one of those two teams next season, either Augsburg or who was it again? I can't remember now. Was it Düsseldorf in the relegation playoff? Can't remember now. We'll find out together who won the relegation playoff, and I think that will end the episode as well. Oh, no, it was Nuremberg, and Augsburg won it by 2-1. So Augsburg remain in the division, and Nuremberg will stay in the second tier. So Augsburg will remain in the Bundesliga for next season, and we'll face them over the course of the campaign. So I think that's basically that. I can't think of anything else I wanted to show you guys as we end the season off. And what a season it's been. Winning the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen in our debut year wasn't our objective at the start of the campaign, but after a fantastic debut season, at least in the league, we were crowned champions. And whilst our failure in Europe was well documented once again from yours truly, once our failure in the DFB Pokal was forgotten about, to remain undefeated and win the league title, I would say it was a tough first season. It was a mixed first season, but I don't think it was that bad. Winning the league title, that wasn't an objective, but to go and do it was very impressive indeed. And when you think about the young talents here at Bayer Leverkusen for Season 2 onwards, we've got a really good team here. And it's just going to get better, I believe, heading in to our second season. That will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. I know some of you guys will be curious about the potential job openings right now. And I know so many of you guys have been asking me, just before I end the episode as well, I will briefly talk about this, whether I could return to Bramwell Lane. Unfortunately, one of the problems you have in career mode is that you only get a few select job openings. And it all depends on the stature of your club as well, based on rating and also, I believe, league position as well. And therefore, as you can see, the only jobs I can really get right now are for top-tier European sides. And unfortunately, Bayer Leverkusen, Sheffield United even, just aren't going to fall into that bracket. So I don't think it's going to be possible. But regardless, it's been an amazing season, and I don't think we'll be going to a new team for Season 9, but you never know. It could happen, but I think we'll probably remain at the Bayer Arena and try and right our wrongs in the Cup and in Europe, and retain our league title as well. Regardless, it's been a great season 8, guys, and thank you all for the support. I can't believe we've done 8 seasons of career mode and we're closing in on 200 episodes. It wouldn't be possible without your support. Thank you so much for all the fantastic love and appreciation once again. Have a fantastic night, guys. Much love to you all. And I will see you for the beginning of a brand new season, Season 9, at the Buy Arena or perhaps elsewhere tomorrow evening.